Okay, so in this instance, if we zoom out, we see where we are. This is the A shaped C, so it's a little easier for me, okay? Down here, okay, and this is the fourth major, and what it's saying is the fourth major is a D shape, all right? Now, this happens to be unwarped, okay? I can tell it's unwarped because I have the patterns there. But that's what these things are saying. So it's either warped or unwarped. I've done them both, and all of this, and it becomes, just too much. So what did I come up with? To make it simpler, we have today's chart. Okay, I don't want to be in such a hurry because I have to visit my mother before I go for a job interview. Isn't that wonderful? She called me and said she was lonely because my dad's in the hospital. Well, in the rehab unit where he's doing okay. And in the 90s, he's pretty good for being able to take care of himself. And hopefully, we're going to have him home soon. Prayers for my dad there. Um, so what I decided to do is this is the reason why these are so long here is because we have a long and a short version of our pattern stacks. Okay, so the patterns are the unwarped. All right, so remember what the unwarped is. Okay, sounds like the beginning of one of those songs, one of those cartoon TV shows for the Beatles or the Monkees. See, it's supposed to be, but in all force tuning, that's what it is. Now, this is an interesting. This is an interesting chart. This is my latest chart, okay, that we've stumbled onto. All right, and what I've done is I've made an interval thing down here, a little interval guide, and when a major third, usually on the bottom four strings, okay, and between the fifth and the sixth string, but not between the fourth and the fifth. Between the fourth and the fifth is a tuning difference, and it works differently that way. But usually a major third is from root to the third. So it would be from C to E. I put the R there to make it easier, but you know what? It's so weird. There is no there's a root to third. There's a root to third. It was hard for me to find those. But you're going to see these third intervals not just from root. The reason I put it from root is that's number one. So from number one to number four is a fourth. It's easy. From number one to number two is a whole step. All right, a half step would be from root down to the note that's below two. All right, and then it would be the same from root to all the way to root. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. So 5 frets down on a guitar is pretty much the same note. All right. The only difference is if you're on either side of in between string 4 and 5. Okay, because of the tuning warp, if you go straight up from let's look at this. You go straight up from R on the 5th to the 6th. Remember I said that between the 5th and the 6th string, 6 being the top string in my system, which happened to be backwards the way they were doing it, but I couldn't change it. I couldn't see it any other way. This is normally, this is a perfect fourth because we go back to regular tuning after the tuning warp. But between this R on string 4 and this R on string 5 is only a third, because everything on string 5 and 6 has been moved up one. So if we wanted a perfect fourth between string 4 and string 5, okay, we would have to go diagonally up like that. These intervals are not covering the warp. You always have to remember to put things through the warp. Okay, so if you have, let's say, a stack of 3 short like this, all right, I'm going to draw a square around these 5 guys. Where are they? Hey guys. Whoop. I don't know what that is. You need a stack of 3 short from the bottom right here. R2, 3, 5, 6, R2, right there. Okay, you always have to find what you're looking for somewhere on the guitar. It's going to be on the neck somewhere. So suppose we want to play this block, okay, which is our S3S right here, okay, the stack of 3 short, that box. So we've really only got 2 boxes here. We've got the stack of 3 short and the stack of long right there, stack of 2 long. So if we want to play this and we want to go across that 5-6 border, okay, we want to go across that 5-6 border. Now let me erase my things there. We say we want to start at root here. It's way up here on string 4. Okay. Actually, the pattern starts on the 2, on a 2. So we have to start one we have to find one that starts on a 2. I don't know what that is. Here's one that starts on a 2 on string 4. And you notice now the 5, 6 and the root 2 part, which is up here, 5, 6 and root 2, is no longer directly over the 2, 3. It had to be shifted up. And the 6th string follows that shift. So once again, we return to normal 5, 6, root 2 up there. So you just take that square and put it through the root. But the important part is to learn the intervals before, without putting them through the warp. That's how I did it. Now, everybody I know learned how to make chords before they learned about how to put patterns through the warp. Okay? But if you play an E like this, did you know that when you put that E through the warp, it becomes an A? And you go up the warp one more string, it becomes a D, but it's the same interval. It's second inversion. It's 5 root 3, just like the E is. Okay, and in the D shape, it's the same interval because the warp changes the shape of the chords as you can reach them. So we have these intervals here, a little interval chart that I made, and it's important to internalize this. If you're going to internalize things, this is like one of the most basic things. These are like micro patterns that you want to internalize. Okay, and that is a major third. The easiest one's a perfect fourth. It's just root, and the note above it is going to be a perfect fourth. The major third is 1 down from that. The minor third's 1 down from the major third on the second string, and the whole step is 1 down from that. I just mixed them up so you wouldn't mix up the labeling. That's very important to internalize, how to make those intervals between strings. Of course, on the same string it's easy, right? You just count half steps.